Unit 3 Attractive Presentation Session 3. At the end of this session, you will learn to give transition effect to the slides. How do you see the movement of one slide to the other? After completing the display of the text on first slide, the next slide appears, right? Yes. Transitional effect makes the slide more beautiful. Slide transition means motion effects. That means the movement that occur when you move from one slide to the next slide during a presentation. That means when we move from one slide to the another slide, we are applying some effects. That effects are known as transition effects. Now we can also add sound and can also control the speed of transitions. Okay, now let's see this one by one. Alright. Now select the slide. Select that particular slide where we want to apply the transition effects. That is the first step we have to do. So that then select any one of the beautiful transitions from the bar. Here from this bar you can see different transitional effects. You can select any one from them. And after selecting this transition effect, we can view that transition. That means how it's going to appear to our slides from the previous session. We already learned it while we have discussed the animation effects. Similarly, we can also view this transition effects just by clicking the preview. Now, we can provide either separate transition for each slide or same transition for all slides by clicking on Apply to All. Now, if we click on the arrow near the transition, we will get a collection of effects. We can see many collection of effects. See? Yes, by just clicking the arrow there, we will get a number of transitional effects. You can select any one of them. So let's select this. See? Split. Let's select any one of the transition. This is a split transition. Now let's select any one according to your choice so that this transition has been applied to that particular slide. Alright? Okay. Now we can also control the speed of the transition, and also there is a facility to give a sound, transition sound. Now, speed of the animation can be controlled by the transition speed option. Here you can see a transition speed option. Now just by clicking this arrow, see, just by clicking this arrow, we will get a drop down. You can select the speed from this drop down, right? Okay. Now you can see a transition sound above this transition speed. Here also, just by clicking the arrow, we will get many sounds. You can select any one of them from this drop down. Or otherwise, if you want to give your own sounds, you can also give accordingly. Okay? So transition sound means a sound appears when we move from one slide to the other. So these are all about the transition effects. Okay? All right. Okay. Now in this video, let's watch how this transition effects going to appear on our slides. So we already know what is animation effects, right? Now here in this session, let's see what is the difference between the animation effects and the transition effects. I'm damn sure you're eagerly waiting to know how this transition effects going to appear. Alright, so for this, we have to go for our slideshow. So let's go for the slideshow. Yes, see, this is the transition effects. See, this is the animation effect applied over title of our slide. So just make another press of enter key. Yes, so we can see on each press the name is appearing. That means we have applied fly in animation effect to the name. So this is what is animation effects. Now what is transition effect? That is the motion effect that arises when we move from one slide to another slide. You can see, just making another press of enter key, we'll move to the other slide. So we can see some effects appearing when we move from one slide to the next slide. See? Yes, this is what is transition effects. See? Yes, this is what is transition effects. Alright? Okay. So this is what is the difference between an animation effect and a transition effect. Transition effect is always appearing when we move from one slide to the another slide. But animation effects is applied to a text or a picture of a particular slide. Alright? Okay. That's all for today's session. We will see in our next session. Take care. Bye bye. Thank you.